Hey, Patrick, what's worked for you offensively this season? I mean, you're having your best offensive season of your career.
Really just making adjustments quicker. You know, I was playing a lot, and then I started not playing so well. So just getting with weirs and getting in the back and making those adjustments quicker. I feel like that's helped me a lot.
You had the big hit against Arkansas last season. That give you some confidence going into the offseason?
Yeah, of course. I mean, stuff like that makes you think that like you can beat anybody. So there's no point to go up there with any fear. But like I said, we've just been working a lot, just trying to get more consistency out of my offensive game.
And, of course, you joined the top 10 plays club. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean the wind was howling up there in Notre Dame, so I was just lucky enough that it wasn't too far over. I was able to get a little bit of a glove on it. I wish I would have came down with it pretty clean, but I was able to save it from going over, and luckily it bounced right back in my hand. So.
Took some tips from Casey on that one, maybe?
Yeah, I did. I think his was like about 2, mine was 4, so something like that.
Go ahead.
Just you haven't spent the offseason concentrating a little bit more exclusively on the outfield, I guess, a little bit more. I guess just how much more comfortable is it out there?
I mean, I don't really think it's that hard out there, honestly. Just running down balls and making plays. Coach Howell's worked with me a lot, just like with footwork and stuff. So at this point, I feel like I've got it down pretty well, but just got to keep getting better each day.
As far as tonight, you guys, I mean, obviously started hot and then sort of had a lull, and then they kind of got back in it. What's Coach Forbes telling you guys in the dugout as the game continues to drag out?
Really, we just got to keep sticking with it. I think this team just needs to take one more step, and that step is just delivering that knockout punch. We keep getting ahead pretty early, and that's a good thing. We just got to deliver that knockout punch in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th inning. But we will, and we got a good team, and we'll stick with it. And at some point, this team's going to start playing their best baseball, and when we do, it's going to be scary.
Is that a mindset there, the knockout punch? I mean, 10-0, it's natural to sort of relax a little bit. Is that something you guys discuss?
Yeah, I mean, it's that point in the season where you can't really keep messing around. So we just got to go into each game with the mindset we're going to win the baseball game, and if the game's tighter, we get out into a lead, we're going to have to start knocking them out and winning games.
Was that the most impressive home run you've hit, and what'd you hit?
I missed it a little bit. I mean, I still got it out, but I don't know if it's my most impressive.
And obviously, being a 4-year guy, I mean, you've kind of been around the block a little bit. We've talked to Colby a little bit in terms of you guys at the bottom of the order, just I guess kind of knowing your roles a little bit and just kind of really focusing on getting on base. Just, again, having been around here for a little bit, I guess how much easier is it kind of to buy into that, kind of just having awareness of what you need to do?
Yeah, I mean, when you got guys in our lineup with the skills and athleticism and power that guys like Vance and Mack and Casey have shown, and Tomas Frick, really just buying into trying to get on base. And early in the season, I think I did that well, and then I started to kind of get away from it, and I was getting a little tentative. So just trying to get on base, but at the same time, if they make mistakes, hit balls hard.
Is it hard when you're not going to play every day and your chances come here and there?
I mean, not necessarily. I come to the ballpark every day just knowing that I'm probably going to get in at some point, whether that'll be to get a bunt down in the 8th inning or a pinch hit opportunity late in the game, or heck, I might be starting the game. I don't know. I just come to the ballpark every day with the mindset that I'm going to play today. I'm going to try to help the team win.
Along those lines, I mean, career high 4 RBIs today, and then I guess you could say career high homers with the one you hit. How do you think, I mean, you talked about being a little bit timid at the plate, and then you're coming back and, I mean, swinging for the fences. So what exactly do you think that, kind of like Pat asked, the bottom of that lineup is crucial, especially when for the past 2 games, those top 4 guys haven't really been performing like they have at the beginning of the season?
Really just putting our trust in them because I know they'll get going here. So at the bottom of the lineup, we're still trying to just get on base. But, I mean, you've seen Colby drive the ball out of the yard this year a couple times and hit for doubles and hit for power. So I think not necessarily going up there with the mindset that I just got to get on base, but going up with the mindset that I'm going to be a little bit more selective because the guys behind me are going to get the job done. But at the same time, if they put it in the zone, and it's a good pitch to hit, we're going to try to do some damage.
And then consistency-wise, I think that you guys have faltered a little bit consistency-wise, pitching and kind of at the plate. How are you guys going to try to not exactly get it on track, but kind of keep it at a level playing field going into a series like Miami and PC?
Yeah, I mean, it's the golden question of baseball is how to put it all together. I don't know, really just trusting that the pitchers will pick us up when the hitters aren't doing well and vice versa. And at the end of the day, we're one team. So I think we got the guys that can all get it done. And I think when we play teams like Miami and the ACC, we play up to our potential. But when we play in other teams, we need to keep that rolling.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Right.
Alrighty, Casey, I'm going to ask, I think, the money question going from 4-hole to leadoff. And I think, Pat, you racked it up. You've had you have a lot of consecutive hits in games, let's just say. You're probably one of the most consistent guys in the lineup. So how is that kind of transition, especially with the GT weekend, from 4-hole to leadoff?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Forbes just wanted someone in the leadoff hole to just move the ball and find a way to get on base, and he thought I was doing that. So he moved me there, and he said, just don't change anything, because that's what I guess I just find a way to get on base, and that's what we needed. So.
Yeah, I mean, did that come with a mentality change at all for you, or are you just going up and trying to do what you do?
I mean, Coach, he didn't want me to change anything, because I think the one thing he didn't want is to move me to lead off and have me thinking I need to do something different. So he just said, keep doing what you're doing, because I mean, I just kind of hit like a leadoff hole in the sixth or wherever else I was this year. So I think he just thought it was a good fit, and I like it.
You getting more pitches now than you were? You think?
Like more at bats?
No, more pitches to hit.
I think they like to attack the leadoff guy, especially when you're starting off the game with a fastball, and that's one thing I'm always hunting the first pitch fastball. So you do get a lot of fastballs, and obviously they don't want to put a guy on first base when you're leading off. They don't want to walk a guy, so you do get pitches to hit. So yeah.
Are you sort of building on that? Obviously, you're leading off. They're approaching you differently. Do you find yourself a little more selective, knowing that a walk is as good as a hit in that situation where it may not be deeper down in the lineup?
I mean, ideally, you would want to see more pitches. I think I tend to see a good amount of pitches. That's just who the hitter I am. So I'm not really trying to do anything different, because, I mean, you don't want to let two fastballs go by just because you're trying to see pitches. So I try to just keep doing what I'm doing. But ideally, a leadoff hitter will see pitches and, yeah, at the end find a way to get on base. So.
But if you're looking first pitch fastball, and if it's there, you're going.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you said, I mean, you've moved up and down the order kind of all over the place so far this year. Now that you're hitting behind, for at least today, Patty and Colby, just what's it like batting behind those two, especially knowing how many pitches that they see?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the good thing about our lineup is we have, like, even Colby and Patty, they're batting 8-9, they're still getting on base. I mean, I think they're both hitting around 300, which is rare for guys in the 8-9 hole. So sometimes it doesn't even feel like I'm leading off, because I'm coming up with guys on base all the time. So, like I said earlier, I don't really try to do anything different, because if those guys are on base, my job is to hit them in. So it's kind of like I was in the 6th hole before. So it helps for sure to have guys like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of experienced guys in this group. I know talking to some other guys too. Those two do a really good job in terms of relaying just kind of what they're seeing from the opposing pitcher as well. I mean, again, hitting behind them. I mean, if a new guy comes in, I mean, how helpful is that for you, just having those two rely on?
Yeah, because they both could be in the leadoff spot. They're good enough to do that. So, and they do see a lot of pitches. So they do a good job coming back and relaying information. I think everyone benefits from it, and I think those two are actually some of the best guys at relaying information, because we have some guys who will hit a bomb the first pitch they see, and it's like, I mean, it was a good swing, but you didn't see every pitch they had. And I think Colby, every time he gets up there, he sees every single pitch the guy has. and he sees where they're working and everything. So, and you know, every time, good or bad at bat, he's coming back and telling you what the pitcher has, which we all benefit from. So it's good to have those guys.
Do you have any conversations with Patrick comparing your Sports Center appearances? Kind of a similar kind of play?
Yeah, I mean, it was just almost the same exact play, except I caught my bare hand. I joke around. I say mine was number 1 at Sports Center. His was 3, so mine was obviously better. But no, this was a great play. Yeah, it's just funny that it's happened twice in a year because I've never seen it before in my life.
And then you guys have been on top 10 place 4 times. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
You guys talk about that a lot, or?
People have mentioned it. People, said something about UNC being robbery U, which is funny to me. But I mean, we do a lot of outfield work, but you can't really, practice that kind of play. So I think it's just a testament to, having athleticism in the outfield, and that's something we have. So I guess that allows for plays like that, and I mean, it's been awesome to see the whole year.
Casey, speaking consistency-wise, that's, I think, is where you guys have kind of struggled putting together the bullpen stuff, the starting pitching stuff, and then, like, when you guys go and you have guys like Dalton Pence pitch those 4 innings against South Carolina, and then you're just unable to plate any runs. So how do you guys think you're trying to get that kind of consistency and kind of, like, gel together for these series coming for Miami and BC?
Yeah. Well, the good thing I think so far is that you see flashes from guys like that come in and do a really good job that, it might have been a while since they've done that before. And I think that's a good thing. Obviously, we want to do it consecutively and all at the same time because then we'll be playing our best baseball. But at the end of the day, we want to be playing like that in a year. So I think it's good to see guys be able to do that because we know they can do that. So I think it's just a matter of time before we see everything come together.
We're good.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no problem.
Appreciate it.